Welcome to a new Daily Top AskReddit video. Today's topic.
What's something you've learned to appreciate more as you got older? My parents and what they've sacrificed to give me the best life they could. Lucky you, there are parents out there that try their best to do the opposite, sacrifice their kids to selfishly give themselves the best life they can get. I turned 40 and suddenly had no want for city life anymore. I moved to a small town, to a house about 10 minutes away from the small town. I watch deer run across my backyard while I drink coffee. Bought a Wi-Fi bird feeder with built-in camera and alert system that tells me there are birds at the feeder and the species. 20-year-old me would have never imagined this was the life I would seek out. I just came inside from feeding our birds. I stood there for a few minutes watching the black-capped chickadees, nuthatches and juncos pick out the nuts and fly into nearby branches to eat them. I spend an extra few minutes hanging around so the little fellas get their share before the blue jays come in and gulp down all of it. We also have deer that drink from our heated bird bath. This year we had a doe with 3 fawn hang around the house. There is a well-worn path through the snow from the wooded area behind our house to the bird bath. But it's so boring in the country. I guess boredom is defined by the individual. Being left alone when I want to be. Quiet mornings and having time to myself, they feel way more luxurious than I ever realized. This is what I was going to say. Just having time where you don't have to do anything and no one is expecting anything of you. Being able to just go at your own pace without feeling stressed or pressured. Honestly, I think this is the thing I treasure most now. Napping. Sobriety. I'm 32 and I used to be a heavy drinker. My last alcoholic beverage was March 30th, 2025. Best decision I ever made. I'm already enjoying social drinking with dinner and whatnot, but nothing more. A couple beers with dinner, cocktails when I can make them for friends because I think they're fun to make, etc. Never enough to feel the alcohol at all, but the ritual of it is fun. I'm only 20 and I appreciate sobriety already. Makes me feel old when I'm out with people my age that are always trying to sneak into bars. Why would they be sneaking? Removed. My group of best friends often responds to invites from one another like this: that sounds good right now, message me later to check in. I might not feel like it later and reserve the right to say no. And if one of us bails at the last minute for no reason other than we don't feel like it, there's no judgment and no offense taken. It's fantastic. It's so liberating just saying no without the need for explanation or a downright lie because you don't want to attend. As it turns out, Nancy Reagan was right. She just didn't realize how right. Tears of joy. Time. As a teenager and during my 20s I took it for granted, but I'm glad I've been grounding myself enough to appreciate all the time I got for myself and enjoy it as much as possible. A boring weekend with no plans. When you are young you feel like you are failing if you aren't at a party or out with friends. Now a Saturday where the phone does not ring and you have zero obligations feels like winning the lottery. Quietness. Good socks. If I were rich, I'd have a pair of new socks on each day. Nothing quite like that feeling of new ones. Socks aren't that expensive, you can do that on a reasonable budget. I knew a guy who went to Costco and bought 3 or 4 big packs of their socks. He'd wear them twice and throw them away. All the small things. Good food, drinkable water, comfortable clothes, a bed to sleep in comfortably, some peace and quiet. I could go on. Getting a full night of sleep. You stop seeing all-nighters as a badge of honor and start seeing them as a health hazard. Waking up without a headache or back pain is a top-tier experience that you no longer take for granted. Privacy. Between roommates, significant others, children, parents when you're under their roof, parents when they're under your roof, true privacy is fucking rare. It eats at me when I'm deprived of it for so long. I empathize. It is quite difficult to attain privacy, especially in a social media and internet age where everything's digitally published. That it will one day all be over. Yeah, I am 46 and at this point have seen a good share of deaths, births, and people who move in my life and out of it as they grow and move on to other stages of life. I am very cognizant of the importance of spending quality time with others because I know we will all be lost to time. Chill people that aren't always trying to reach for the next thing or pretend to be something they aren't. Growing up I was taught to disdain these losers, but there is a silent wisdom with them. NGL, sleep. Never thought I'd be this obsessed with a good night's sleep, but it's everything lol. Your loved ones. IDK, I'm miserable AF. Peace and quiet. My kids ask me all the time what I want for Xmas, Father's Day, B-Day, and I say the same thing, peace and quiet. They say I always say that. I tell them I haven't received it yet, so I still want it. Closest I get is weekend mornings with the dog. Socks. A good pair of socks truly is amazing. Yard work, of course, that goes hand in hand with get off my lawn. But the feeling of accomplishment at the end of the day is rewarding. Staying home, not going out all the time. Learning that as an adult you don't have to have it all figured out and squared away. The adults we looked up to as kids didn't have it all together either. The small moments, my husband's arms wrapped around me, the way the air sounds through the trees, the kitty crazies, how warm my husband's body feels against mine when we're cuddling. Most things don't last forever, so I've been trying to make a conscious effort to notice and appreciate things while I still can. Quiet, alone time to think, time in general. Organization. Good sleep. I used to think I could run on zero rest. Naps. Naps. Instruction manuals. Nature. Myself. A nice cup of coffee in the morning and a crossword puzzle, Sudoku. Having time before work to do something so menial and relaxing is the strangest thing. Self-care. Other guys. Family. Not ever falling for a pyramid scheme. Not giving a damn about what's popular, trendy, etc. Time with myself. Peace and quiet. Time with family, marking the milestones. Time. Peace and quiet. Black coffee and silence. Peace and quiet. Peace, routine, and people who are consistent rather than exciting. Solitude, sobriety, staying at home. Having insurance, it really saves you during unexpected situations. Who insures you? Every time I've had a problem, my company just increases my misery by making me spend 60 hours on hold just to argue with the wrong person and end up with a huge bill anyway. Sleep, working out and skincare. Life. Eating healthier. Not being the coolest person in the room. There's a massive weight that lifts when you stop caring about trends or what strangers think of your outfit. Being uncool is incredibly freeing. Naps. Finding a quality piece of clothing and then buying the exact same thing in a different color. Healthcare. Helping others is actually a duty of the emotionally intelligent. Living in an apartment despite its massive downsides. Time and being content with what we have. Starting to enjoy smaller moments in life. Taking a walk with my toddler. Talking about silly things with my husband. Teasing him about stupid stuff that makes him laugh. Watching a series with my teenage daughter that she recommended. It's amazing how she gets so excited and is trying to explain stuff. Life. Getting clothes as a gift. I used to hate getting them as a kid. Longevity. We take life for granted when we're young. Being young. Time. Good health. Air conditioning. I live in Louisiana, so it's a necessity. My knees, back and feet loudly crying. Getting socks and underwear for Christmas. Genuine friends. Spending time wiser. Nap time. Socks as gifts. Here we go, enough wars to stop an election. Trump thinks we are as dumb as he is. Boring, stable politics. My mom's strict parenting decisions while I was growing up. Time alone. When I was younger I wanted to be around people 24/7 and would get bored if I sat home alone with nothing to do. Now, I love doing nothing for an evening and having some me timph. The parts of my body that don't hurt yet. Depends, that's a joke. I'm just kidding, open mouth smile. Public benches. I'm not out of shape or anything, but if I want to sit and look around I'd rather not just plunk down cross-legged. Not staying silent and saying what I think, not giving a damn what others think of me, my alone time, my parents' efforts. People who actually care and reciprocate charity, they're rare and deeply appreciated. My time and my decisions. Before I turned 35, I was always rushing to save everyone. I suffered several setbacks when I needed them to be there, and those same people couldn't or disappeared. I also distanced myself from people who told me what to do by judging my life when their own lives were a mess. You grow up and you want peace and quiet. Doing nothing. Being at home. Getting older. Peace, quiet, nature, naps, books and taking it easy. High-quality linens and kitchenware. 22-year-old me would have laughed at being excited about a heavy-bottomed stainless steel pan or 100% cotton sheets, but man, the way they improve your daily life is massive. Loved ones. Learning to live in the moment, not thinking about the past nor the future. Focusing what you can and cannot do right now, and not scaring for what's ahead. Naps and lazy days with little to nothing to do. Wine, peace and quiet and people staying off my lawn. Closing parenthesis. Reading. Time, unconditional love from parents, family. Time. A peaceful life. Never had it before all my toxic relatives and other people died off that I never cared about. Last one died recently. Time for myself and living a peaceful life. Xlax. Sword, Paz y Bons Amigos Edit, e Cabello. My life e. Good food, Thanksgiving, not having to worry about housing, free time. People being genuinely kind. Sometimes it's only 10 minutes in my week. I probably talk to someone in person 20 seconds of my day every day. It counts more when they're kind now. A really good movie. My health, without it, all the money in the world matters not. Red dry wine. I hated it when I was younger, but in recent years I have developed a liking for it. Naps. Foot massages. Alone time. My 65F time. My time alone. My time with friends. My time with my dogs. My time doing yoga. My time cooking a beautiful meal or having one served to me. Just sitting outside to sit outside. Doing nothing but watching the world go by. Time. Being alone. MILFs. Peace and quiet. The little things. Time. A completely free weekend with absolutely zero plans. In my 20s, I thought that was boring or a waste of time. Now, waking up on a Saturday knowing I don't have to be anywhere or do anything is the ultimate luxury.